Welcome, people, to the Blue Steel Podcast Show. I'm your co host, LV Live, along with my co host, Jeff. Jeff, what's going on, man? We locked up in the crib based off of this COVID 19. How you feeling, my man?
I'm all right, man. You know, it's very unusual times, but getting through it. How about you?
Oh, yeah, getting through it, man. Eating a whole bunch of Hot Pockets and, and a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, my wife's a great cook, man, so I'm eating a lot of her cooking, but missing the
That's good.
gym and missing getting out and mingling with people. But hey, we gotta do what we gotta do. But as you know, the show must go on because business has not stopped. Free agency is moving. Everything is booming out there from the NFL, and we definitely got to get this show rolling. But people, before we get started with that, I want to thank you for all your support and your love that you've given to us. Continue to hit that like, share, subscribe button, and share this with all your friends and all the show that we have coming out. Also, too, please, if you're on Facebook, or send an invite or ask for an invite to LV Live, JB Presents, Locker Room Talk, me and my boy Jeff. Jeff puts up great content on there every day, man. Please check it out and give some statements because those statements we can use and put on the show, and we could basically, have you go through debates with us. You know what I mean? Go back and forth, your likes, dislikes, and all those things, and we could definitely put it on a show. But I don't want to get long winded. Let's get straight to it. Jeff, free agency is growing crazy for the Shield, man. What do you think about it?
I mean, it's the only thing going right now, but it's given the situation, it's you know, it's welcome. But there's just been a lot of deals, you know, as usual with the NFL with the Shield. A lot of big moves too. With quarterbacks, which is the bread and butter of the NFL. So a lot of big moves made there, and a lot of other moves, made all across the board. So it's been enjoyable to see, and keep us sports fans a little bit distracted at least for the time being. So
Absolutely. But let's get straight to it. The biggest move of the free agency period, I'm sure you guys have heard. Tom Brady has left the place where he has made his legacy. I know all you Patriots fans are crying, and all you Jets fans are jumping up for joy. Ding dong, the witch is dead. I know you're glad that he made that transfer. He transported down to Tampa Bay. I'm sorry I can't get the words out because I'm just laughing thinking about everybody up north in New England who's highly pissed off right now. But he landed in Tampa Bay, Jeff. Um, Let me say this: I didn't think he was going to land there. I thought he was going to land in San Diego. He's a
right.
California kid. San Diego's got a lot of weapons on top of that defense that we'll touch on later on.
And
But
it's LA. You can't be calling San Diego
right, you know what I mean. Sorry,
no more.
L.A. Sorry, I apologize. Thank you, Jeff. Um, I thought he was gonna go to the Chargers, man. But that
hmm
relationship, obviously, with Bruce Arians, him being a quarterback guru and a great coach, we saw what he did out there in Arizona. I think just that relationship, and of course the young weapons they have in Tampa Bay, um, really was very, very enticing for him. He couldn't turn it down. What do you think about that, my man?
It's a big move, man. um, I mean, we talked. I said he was going to go to the Chargers as well. Makes some sense once you take a look at everything. Tampa Bay was definitely has, I think, upgraded weapons. Their defense is, better. Their line is definitely better, which is important to, Brady and just any quarterback. Period. Um, it's just a big move, man. It changes the whole. Could possibly change the whole landscape of the NFL after 2 decades. He's tired of being under Belichick's thumbprint, I guess, and he's like trying to do this. So I like it, man. It brings some more, definitely brings some intrigue to the league and a franchise. Look, they are the worst. They had the worst winning percentage of the four major sports percentage wise. Period. Tampa Bay, it's like 38%. So outside of the Dungy years, and then your boy Chucky got a ring from Dungy. Um, They haven't really been ever good. So it's nice to see that they got something going down there in Tampa Bay. So I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what happens in New England as well, and down in Tampa Bay.
Jeff, you don't really mean that.
Yeah,
No,
I am.
no, no one cares about the Patriots. So don't say we're excited to see what's going to happen in New England. No one cares right now.
I do want to see. I do. I really do. They and the main reasons for this. They anoint both of them. They anoint Brady as the best quarterback ever, which he isn't. Most accomplished doesn't mean you're the greatest. Bill Russell got 11 rings. I don't hear people saying he's the best basketball player ever. Some people do, but it's not very. It's very few.
But
Very,
Jeff,
very
but
few.
Jeff, but Jeff, I'm sure you being an AFC guy. I'm sure some people feel that those championships are tarnished. They feel like
Oh yeah,
they
definitely.
they feel like the
Definitely.
Patriots cheated. So I mean, so that's why I'm making a statement of no one wants to see what people want to see them burn. People want to see them suffer because they feel like in a lot of ways they cheated their way to the championship. What say you, Mr. AFC North, sir?
But we already knew. We knew they cheated. It's a fact. What I mean? It's not even debatable. So I mean, me more or less, I want to see because again, like I was saying, they give all these props to Brady and Belichick's the greatest coach ever. So we'll see. We'll see what Belichick can do. With normal turnover in terms of a roster. They even call. They just kiss his butt so much, man. I mean, they had a great run. Definitely tarnished to a really high degree to me. But regardless, they still got 6 trophies up there. So we'll see what they do now. You know what I mean? Like we'll see.
Right.
We'll see what they do.
I think the biggest comparison, Jeff, would be possibly. I'm sure you would understand. You being a Laker fan, this is basically when Shaq left Kobe, right? And
Mm-hmm.
and they wanted to see who was going to win the championship first, right? Was it Shaq's team or was it Kobe's team? And I think this is very similar.
Right.
Was it Belichick or was it Brady as to why they had those rings? Well, I mean, we'll definitely see about that. But to your point about the offense, like you were stating, they're loaded. I mean, they have Mike Evans, they got Chris Goodwin, they also have O.J. Howard, they also have Ronald Jones the second. I mean, they're loaded on offense, man. So he's got some weapons down there, and they can really light things up down there in the NFC South. The defense is solid. They re-signed JPP. They got Devin White. They also have Levante David out there on as linebackers. They also have Shaquille Barrett. I mean, listen, they're going to be very imposing, which I think is going to be a very, very good division out there in the NFC South. Of course, the Saints are still down there. You have Atlanta. It's going to be very, very exciting to see how far they go because now you have the quarterback, and as you know, Jeff, the quarterback changes everything.
Yep.
So now you have him. You have a guru in Bruce Arians and what he can do. They can be very, very dangerous next year. But let's kind of change up some gears. I don't want to make this a Brady thing. I'm sure people are excited, but it's just an exciting time in the NFL. But let's get straight to it. Which I think, outside of Brady, was the biggest and the craziest move I can even imagine, Jeff. And that was the Houston Texans sending DeAndre Hopkins
Mm.
to the Cardinals, basically gift wrapping him to the Cardinals. I think it was for David Johnson, a 2020 second round pick, and a 2021 fourth round pick. I think that's what it is. I mean, this is a joke, Jeff. I mean, I don't even know where to even go. Obviously, it seems it's much deeper than that, but I don't even know, Jeff. Please speak on it, my man.
Man, I don't even get it.
We're both stuck, man. Like we have great views, but we don't even know what to even say about that move.
I mean, I can do that if that's what all they want a GM to do. You and I can do that. We can split the money. You know what I mean? We can just trade the best players and get nothing back. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't see Johnson hasn't did anything in 3 years. It's just like you playing fantasy football and somebody drafts this dude like in the second round from 3 years ago or something. You're like, oh, that's what you're doing? Okay, cool. Like it doesn't make any sense. None whatsoever. It has to be a personal thing. We've all heard the stories about, what Michael Irvin said that he was told by Hopkins, which could be a whole nother topic with these former Belichick coaches and their attitudes. Because Darius Slay came out yesterday, the day before, talking about a guy out there in Detroit need to cut his beard. Um, so, but the trade itself is just asinine, man. It, I don't even. There's nothing else even to say about it, man. Especially when you compare when Minnesota got back for trading Stephon Diggs. That's when the trade really was like, that makes it 1,000 times worse. Minnesota got a first round pick this year, fifth and sixth round picks this year, and a 2021 fourth round pick for Stephon Diggs, who nobody with their right mind would say is better than Hopkins. Simple as that. Like that's what they got for that trade, and y'all basically get crumbs. So it's a horrible trade. It's exactly why most coaches should not be GMs, because they make stupid decisions and emotional decisions like that. Period.
Jeff, Hopkins is a 3-time All-Pro, 4-time Pro Bowl player. Let me break down his stats to you people. Last year,
All Pro too. Pay attention to that. All Pro.
All Pro, 3 times.
4 in the league.
Let me break down his stats to you people for the last 7 years of his career. Last year, 104 receptions, 1,165 yards, 7 TDs. 115 receptions in 2018, 1,572 yards, 11 TDs. 2017, 96 receptions, 1,378 yards, 13 touchdowns. 2016, he had a down year, 78 catches, 954 yards, 4 touchdowns. 2015, 111 receptions, 1,521 yards, 11 TDs. 2014, 76 receptions, 1,210 yards, 6 TDs. Jeff, I mean, this is crazy, man.
He's projecting his all fame.
This is crazy. These numbers are second to OBJ, and we know why the Giants let him go. We know why. We know why. The Steelers let San Antonio Holmes go. Those guys were out of control. This guy doesn't cause any problems, any issues. But then again, Jeff, once again, I'm going to ask you this though. What does this say about how they feel about the quarterback?
Yeah,
you're leaving him hanging.
Right. You have no number one receiver. I mean, if I'm Watson, I'm like, I'm trying to get up out of here.
I'm sorry, people. I was kind of vague. The quarterback, is Deshaun Watson. I apologize. Deshaun Watson. Jeff, what are they saying about? What does that say to him, man?
They don't care about you. That's what they say. Because if I'm questioning everything, like, what are we doing here? I don't get it, man. You give me some running back who ain't did nothing in 3 years, and I bet they got a second and a fourth round pick. They got a fourth round pick next year.
Not even a first round for this year, Jeff.
Not even a first round.
This guy is worth 2 first rounds and a second round, at least. Especially with the numbers he's putting up, and he's in his prime, and he's your quarterback's number one option. You guys made the playoffs last year.
Right. I mean, kudos to the Cardinals, man. I don't even pay attention to them. I live out here. But that's a hell of a move for the GM, who is not very good to me. He probably just threw that out there like, man, I'll give you second round, fourth round. Just throwing it. And he was like, yeah, he's like, for real? Okay, I'm going to send the paperwork over right now. Like, that's just something, that's one of those, it doesn't make any sense, man. Not to belabor the point, but, you have a young quarterback, you're leaving him no weapons. Kid from Notre Dame gets hurt every 3-4 games. He don't play. He don't ever play a full season as a wide receiver. So I don't know what they're doing, and obviously O'Brien doesn't either. So
yeah, man. Hey, listen. Hey, look. All I'm gonna say is that listen, the Cardinals got a steal, and
Yes.
they just gave Kyler Murray a huge weapon for that offense. Um, that's just a big time get.
Yep.
But also too, a big time get is what they did down there in Carolina, Jeff. It looks like
Yeah.
it's over. It looks like it's over for Cam Newton.
Yeah, he's done.
His time as a Panther is over, and it's Teddy Bridgewater's time, and I think he's ready, Jeff. I think I think what people don't realize and remember is that Teddy Bridgewater was a solid quarterback until he got hurt. Until he hurt his leg, he looked pretty good.
Yeah.
If I'm correct, like he put up decent numbers, and then he hurt his leg, and they was worried about because if I'm correct, they didn't know if he was going to play football again.
Yeah, they just thought it might be career ending. Yep. They stopped practicing everything.
You know about how I forget who was he with, Jeff? Who was he with originally? I'm trying to remember.
Minnesota. Minnesota.
He was with Minnesota, and I remember like they were pretty much looking. He was going to be like their franchise quarterback.
He's a top 10 pick. He's drafted. I don't remember exactly what number, but he was a top 10 pick.
Yeah, he came out of Louisville. He's a big time player, so
Yep.
he can ball. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
can ball. So he just sat behind Drew Brees last year because he felt it was a great learning experience. He could have went someplace else and made a lot of money. But
Right.
his thing was like, listen, man, I'm learning a lot from Drew Brees. I don't mind coming in. And then when off season comes, like he knew he was going to rack up. He knew he was going to make big time money, like he did. And they're pretty much giving him the keys to Carolina. But now, Jeff, the question is, where does Cam Newton go? Former Heisman Trophy winner, former MVP, led the team to a Super Bowl. Where does Cam Newton go, Jeff?
I have no clue. We were talking about this before the show. I don't really see a team right now without injury or anything else, and assuming he's healthy, like we said earlier, assuming that he can pass the physical, etc. I don't see anybody doing anything for him. As far as bringing him in as a starter, like if you're gonna trade for Cam, you think you'd be trading for him as a starter. But the only teams you think would be the three teams that are sitting in the top five in the draft: Miami, Cincy, and who's the third? I'm missing. I don't know. Miami, Cincy. Who's the third team that looked for quarterback? I can't remember in the top five in the draft for some reason. But I don't really see anybody trading for him. I don't right now because who would trade for him?
Well, you have to figure right who needs a quarterback, right? Who needs a
Those are
quarterback?
the
You
only
have
three teams right now.
you have New England, right? They need a quarterback,
They're not getting him.
right? I'm throwing the teams out there. New England needs a quarterback, right? Um, the Chargers need a quarterback, right? Who, that's who I can think of at the top
Man,
of my head,
yeah. Chargers. That was the other team. Chargers.
right?
Yeah.
That's who I think of. Um, I think a perfect scenario for him would be go to San Diego. Excuse me, to LA. To LA. I keep on making LA Chargers, LA Chargers, LA Chargers. Okay, we got that straight, right, Jeff? Okay, let's move
Yep. Yep.
on. I think that's a great landing spot for him. I mean, I don't know. Look, I like the head coach over there. I don't know what the offensive scheme is like. For all these quarterbacks, that's a big deal. But I think that's a perfect landing spot if you're a quarterback looking for a starting job. That defense is primed and ready. Um, you have offensive weapons out there. You got Keenan Allen out there. I mean, they just let Melvin Gordon go because, of course, he's a headache. But they have good running backs back there. They have a couple of other weapons there, wide receiver. So
Eckler. Yep.
say again. I'm sorry.
Eckler was running back.
Right. So the Chargers are a great spot for him. I think it's good also too for him to get away. He's an East Coast guy. He's from the South Carolina, Charlotte, Atlanta area is fairly close. Maybe change of scenery would be great for him. Some people don't really do good in big cities like LA and New York, but I think that given a change, and I think the humbling feeling of what happened to him in Carolina. Of course, there was things stating that he didn't demand a trade. They're stating that he did. He says that he didn't. Whole bunch of he said, she said stuff, and go someplace fresh where you have to well, I don't even have to, excuse me. You feel motivated to really show and prove that you are the player that you once was. And I think that if he comes out and passes the physical, Jeff, like you stated, I think he can have a big year because they're ready, man. They're primed and ready. I just think Philip Rivers just couldn't do the job. But, with Cam Newton's skill set, I think he can definitely be a great weapon for that team, and they can pretty much go far.
I don't think he's gonna go there, man. I think so. Here's why I say that. They got Tyrod Taylor already, who's a classic backup quarterback, and they're gonna draft a quarterback. So you can't bring Cam Newton in and he can't be a backup, at least at this point right now, unless you get into the season or something crazy. He's a starting quarterback, so you're not going to draft a quarterback, have a guy on the roster already that you like, doesn't cause any. Tyrod Taylor's a professional. He's been around a long time. That's why you stay at backup quarterback, make really good money, and hold the clipboard. And they're going to draft a quarterback. They probably going that. Whoever falls to him, probably dude from Oregon. They're going to take him. They're going to give him the keys, man. It's going to be him and Tyrod Taylor. You can't bring in Cam because Cam is better than both of those guys. And why are you drafting a quarterback if you're going to pick? That's what I think, at least. I don't think he's going there. He could go to somewhere like Jacksonville.
Yeah, he could go someplace like Jacksonville. Yeah,
I'm really looking like I don't really see him going. I don't see who would take Cam right now. I'm looking at I'm looking at I'm just looking at teams like, okay, no, they got their quarterback. No, they got a young guy. Probably gonna draft the guy. I don't really see him going nowhere, man.
right.
Him and James. I don't see neither one of them going nowhere.
Right, because does he have the ego to be a backup? He doesn't. But
and it's gonna be a distraction to your team as well. If Cam's a backup quarterback, it's gonna be a distraction.
Right, because will he come in there humble? He's not gonna come in there humble.
He's more famous than your starting quarterback.
Right. He
You know what I mean?
right. Well, he's gonna come in there with something to prove.
Yeah,
So
it's interesting, man. Well,
yeah, I mean, he's
still very
still
interested to see what happens with him.
Jeff. He's still very young. Jeff. He's 30 years old. So I think he has a lot. And I'm gonna have to disagree on you, man. I think someone's gonna really take a chance on him because they're gonna believe that they can pretty much fix and turn him back into the MVP player that he once was.
Who do you think is going to take? You still saying you think the Chargers? So you think the
I
Chargers?
I think.
Given where they pick, they're number 6 pick in the draft.
Right.
Given all this scenario, just so you really think they're going to bring Cam Newton in?
I think they could, and I think they should, because whoever they draft, if they do draft a quarterback, he can sit behind Cam for a couple of years and learn the offense and kind of get better. Because here's the thing: if they can strike lightning in a bottle, and they can get Cam Newton back to what he was, with that team, Jeff, they could knock off the Chiefs. I can see that happening.
No, they can't.
Listen. I think once again, I'm gonna say it again. If they can get Cam back to what he was, the player that he was, with that defense, Jeff, I'm just saying, hey, look, anything can happen. But I just think that if you give them a quarterback who's athletic, who's a veteran, who understands the game, and who's a winner, because he's won a lot in Carolina. They didn't stink up the league. He won a lot there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I think that he could definitely. I think what I'm pretty much trying to say is that he's in a situation now, Jeff, to where his ego was hurt. So he's motivated to prove the haters and prove everybody wrong that he's still has a lot left in the tank. And if someone like the Chargers gives him a chance, I can see him humbling himself, saying, okay, watch me show you guys what I am. And out of nowhere, you say, okay, Cam Newton is a different player now. He's back to being the Cam that he was, and people have forgotten about him because of the injury. So I can see it happening. I definitely can. But who I also think is motivated to kind of switch up gears, the guy that just left LA, not that team, but the Rams, and that's Todd Gurley going out there to Atlanta, Jeff. They got him on a 1 year deal, the Falcons did. And I think that's a steal because I think Todd Gurley is a legitimate top back in this league who has been forgotten about because of his injury. And he can put up numbers, Jeff, with that offense out there in Atlanta. What do you think, my man?
It's a good pickup, man. You know, Todd, he's getting what, like $6 million from everything. He's getting $7 or $8 million from the Rams. You have to still pay him. So you know, he's making 14, 15 million this year, which is not bad for a running back, especially nowadays. But yeah, man, he got a really good opportunity to, you know, it's a 1 year show and prove deal. So good move for him, good move for the Falcons. In that time themselves up real long. They let Freeman go anyway earlier, you know, when the year started, so they needed a running back. And if he does, you know, 90% of what he was before, if he's healthy, that's a really good deal. You know, he's top 5, you know, not even higher than that, running back in the league. So when healthy. So be interesting to see, man. It's a really big, it's a smart move from Atlanta and a really big year for him. Like you said, that motivation should be real big for him. You know, he has no contract past this year, and he's a running back. You know, the clocks are a lot shorter than other positions. So it's a good deal on both sides. So I'll be interested to see what he does, man.
Yeah, absolutely. They also picked up also too from the Rams, Dante Fowler, great edge rusher. He had 11 and a half sacks last year for the Rams. I think that's also a great get. Hey man, the NFC South man is going to be loaded this year. Once again, I said it earlier, but I mean just look at the pickups that these teams are making. I'm even throw the Saints out there. The Saints also picked up Emmanuel Sanders and Malcolm Jenkins from the Eagles. Emmanuel Sanders, you know, he was with, I think he was with the 49ers last year, if I'm correct, Jeff, right?
Who's that, man? Sanders? Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was with the
Yeah,
49ers last year.
He went to the Saints. Yeah.
Right. So that's a
I'm
great
surprised they
pickup.
let him go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And Drew Brees snatched him up. So you know him being a wideout, he's excited to play in that offense with Drew Brees. So
Yeah. And you got Michael Thomas there?
yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. So the NFC South is going to possibly be the best division in football next year. And it's going to be very exciting. I think there's going to be a lot of scoring in that division. Um, I'm telling you, listen, I really truly think that Todd Gurley's going to have a huge year. Huge. I think, because remember, he can catch the ball out the backfield also. So he's just as good as a receiver. I think playing on that turf and playing in that type of wide open offense that the Falcons run with Julio Jones out there, and of course Matt Ryan slinging a rock around, I think he's going to have a huge year, and I think he's going to wind up pretty much getting a big time deal from Atlanta. The league's going to be exciting, man. You have a lot of great moves. The Eagles picked up Darius Big Play Slay from the Lions. I think that's big. They re-signed Jalen Mills, so that'll be good for Jalen Mills to learn from a pro like Darius Slay, an All-Pro. A Pro Bowl player. So I think
Eagles, got Hargrove. I think they overpaid for him, but I'm glad he got a good contract from the Steelers with South Carolina State off his rookie deal.
Who's that? I'm sorry, Jeff.
Javon Hargrave, the defensive tackle.
Oh, nice.
Eagles picked him up. They gave him like $39 million or something.
Nice.
Got a good contract. So
nice
from Pittsburgh. So
yeah, I mean it's a lot. It's a lot of great moves. Also, too, I know we just talked about him, but back in LA with the Chargers picked up Chris Harris Jr. from the Broncos, who's also a Pro Bowler, along with Linval Joseph from the Vikings, who's also a Pro Bowler. He's with the Chargers. See what I'm saying, Jeff? Listen, the Chargers. Look. I'm glad Tom went to Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay is a great pick, but the Chargers, Jeff, I just don't know why people are totally sleeping on them. Like they're loaded with talent, man. If I'm a quarterback, if I'm Jameis Winston, I'm on the phone with that GM trying to get over there. If I'm Cam Newton, I'm trying to get over there. Anybody, I'm trying to get over there and get that starting spot because they are a sleeping giant out there, shall I say, in the NFC, in the AFC West that people are just overlooking, Jeff. I mean, please, Jeff, I gotta hear your viewpoint on this, brother.
If I'm running the team, I'm not bringing those guys in. I'm gonna draft a rookie, run with the rookie because I can spend money around. You know how they do now. You got a young quarterback. If they really like one of these quarterbacks, of course we don't know that for sure, but I'm sure they're looking at one of these quarterbacks. Tua, the kid from Oregon, whoever may fall. Maybe they'll trade. Whatever the case may be, they're going to get one of these young quarterbacks. And the reason is they don't got to spend a lot of money, and you don't have to deal with Cams. You don't got to deal with Cam. All the baggage, good, bad, whatever, indifferent. Or James throwing 30 interceptions last year. You don't got to deal with that. You just deal with a young quarterback. You can build around him, spend money in other ways, and then build the team from there. If I'm them, that's the route I'm taking. I'm not bringing neither one of them in. I would probably bring in. No, I wouldn't bring either one of them. I wouldn't bring either one of them in. I just roll what I got. I keep Taylor as my backup and get a rookie. That's what I do.
Okay.
I'm not saying that they're not good, but I'm just saying as far as the way I want my franchise to go. Because if I draft a young guy, I want him to play.
Well, you want to. Well, the thing is that. Well, I see what you're saying. Your thing is that you want to mold this guy.
Yeah, I'm bringing him in to be my star. I want him to draft him. I want him to know you are a guy.
Right.
For at least the next 4 years. As long as you like somebody enough. Now, if you don't, then you make those moves. But if you're like one of these two guys, I feel like can be our franchise quarterback. And you roll that way.
Right.
Bring those guys.
Yeah.
in.
Well. Yeah. I mean, listen. Listen. Now that you put it that way, your thing is that okay. Listen, if I know I have a great team and I'm ready to roll, I need to get a franchise guy in here who I can mold. And I can kind of put him in the vision of what I want him to be.
And he's cheaper than $20, $25 million quarterback.
Wait. Is he? Did you say the Chargers have the number 6 pick?
Number 6, yeah.
Dude, he's going to be a lottery quarterback, man. They're going to pay him big bucks. They got to pay him.
You know, but these quarterbacks, they're not making $25 million a year like you have to pay. Bring James.
Whoa! Stop. Time out. They're not going to
cut him.
Right.
They could do. Jameis is a free agent.
They're not going to give Jameis Winston. If he asks for $25 million, he.
Well, I mean, if you was agent, that's what you because you think about it. So let's think about that.
Jeff, all right, wait, Jeff.
It's not about what you worth. It's about what people pay. And if you think about if you go with Teddy Bridgewater,
he's not Jeff. He's not Teddy Bridgewater.
No, let me finish. If they gave Teddy $40 million guaranteed for 2 years, that's $20 million.
Right.
Now Teddy probably got more. I'm just going by what guys are getting because that's what you do as an agent. You're like, oh, well, Bridgewater got $20 million. I need 25. So that's what they do. You know what
you're right. You're right.
But that's how it is. Like these guys, if you're a starter quarterback in the NFL, I don't know what the average is. You can look it up, but I guarantee you it's somewhere between 20 and 30 million in there. 20, 25, somewhere in that area.
A year.
That's like an average quarterback. Yeah, a year. So that's what they're going to get. I could get a rookie, and, just like how the Chiefs are right now, not saying anybody's going to be Mahomes. Mahomes is special. But he's on a rookie deal, so I can spend money in other places and ramp up. You get one ring, man, that's your life. You know what I mean? As a GM, you build a team to get one ring, you got a job for the next 20 years.
Very true.
You know what I mean? Like as far that's what you try to get one chip. Let's get one championship, then we worry about 2. And especially for the Chargers, they never won anything. So that's as far as what I'm thinking. That's where my mindset would be. I don't want to bring in a guy that has already played 5, 6, 8 years like Cam. It's too much. I wouldn't bring in Jameis. He turned the ball over way too much. Now I feel like my personal opinion, they should both be starting in the league because they are. There's not 30 guys better than them 2 guys as far as starting quarterback. I just don't feel like because of the constructs of the NFL and rookie deals and guys that are teams that are drafting rookies that they're gonna get a chance. I don't know what they're gonna do. Like this is one of the worst years for them two to be in this situation. Because normally you don't have more quarterbacks in their start position, but that's how it is this year.
Right.
And they lose is kind of stuck. It's very fascinating to me. I can't. I want to see who gets them because somebody got to pick them up, right?
No, they're not.
But I don't know who is.
No, they're not going to be sitting at home. That's why I'm.
Jameis can go to Pittsburgh. That's a place he can come. I would take him on the cheap deal, like you said.
Right.
I would take him.
But that's
Jeff. He's still young.
But Jeff, he's still young. But that's the point that I'm making to you, Jeff. I agree. Like, you're absolutely right. What his asking price is going to be. But if I'm his agent, I got to be smart about the market here because no
Yeah.
one, for who he is and the numbers he's put up, no one is paying Jameis Winston $25 million a year. That's my point. No
He's
one's
crazy.
no one's paying him that. So he can't go in there. And if his agent puts that number up and he don't get no, he needs to fire his agent. Because an agent's gonna know, like, dude, listen, I can't
Look,
go
bro.
in there and ask for 25 million. You're not gonna get that. You're trying to get a job right now. So
Right.
you,
You're unemployed, bro.
right.
Right
So
now.
and you most likely because of how you played and because you know you you got the late you got the LASIK surgery for your eyes or whatever.
He can see. He couldn't see
Right.
last year, man. That's like 10 picks at least. He couldn't tell the colors. Come on.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So you gotta you gotta sell yourself. So you gotta go into meetings and be like, hey man, look man, give me something.
I can see now. I promise you.
Uh, oh man, but nah, listen, it's but like to your point, it's exciting because you want to see where this goes. But another team who I think people are kind of not paying attention to, Jeff, is the Miami Dolphins, man. They are stacking up players down there in Miami, Jeff, and I think they probably smelled something in the air with New England. Tom Brady leaving, and they said
Yeah.
this is our opportunity. We gotta take it, and they just loaded up. They got the linebacker from the Patriots, Cal Vaughn. I forget. I can't pronounce. I'm not sure of his last name, but I know it's Cal Vaughn. His first one. He was a great linebacker for them last year, and also picked up Shaq Lawson. Two guys from their division. Shaq Lawson being from the Bills, and also too. I think this sets them up because what the rumblings are is that they're ready to throw everything at Cincinnati to get that first pick because they really, really want Joe Burrow out of LSU. What say you, Jeff?
Uh, I like man. I like their coach a lot. I think we probably talked on the season, man. When they played Pittsburgh. I mean, obviously we have a quarterback, but they were still playing through the whole season, which shows you that you plan. Obviously, NFL is different, but we see teams not play well and just quit. Because everybody's talking about they ain't trying to win early in the year, they trading all these players, blah blah blah. But they got a method there, and it's panning out, man. I hope it continues. Um, but yeah, I mean, the division is wide open for once in the last 2 decades. The Bills should be very good. Miami's building. As far as trading for Burrow from Cincinnati, I'm not trading. I'm not 100% sold on Burrow. I hope he does well, but he's a 1 year. He could be a 1 year wonder, man. We'll see. But if I'm Cincinnati, you don't trade that pick. You pick him. You got to go with him. If you trade him and he ends up being pretty good, what were you thinking about? You need a quarterback. Andy Dalton's not the answer. You're not keeping him. What else would there's no way you can trade that pick unless they're giving you like Patrick Mahomes or something.
Yeah, I mean, I look. I mean, I totally agree. I mean, but like I said, the Dolphins also picked up Byron Jones. They gave him 5 years, $82.5 million. Yeah, big time money, man. They also got Xavier Howard, who they had last year, that was also a Pro Bowler. So listen, the Dolphins are making big moves. Hey, look, I agree with what you're saying about Joe Burrow. I mean, hey, look, Cincinnati also, franchise tagged AJ Green. I'm sure you saw that. So where they pretty much let it be known, like, listen, we're definitely going for a quarterback. Um, but hey, look, crazy things have happened during the draft, right?
Yeah,
We've had drafts to where quarterbacks have said, "I'm not going to this team. I'm going to that team. So you better draft some." Right. So, I mean, the draft is crazy, man. So, it's definitely exciting. Um, hey, Jeff, man, what do you think about a couple of things that people didn't talk about and didn't see, but Drew Brees, man, just signed 2 years, $50 million. I don't think people kind of saw that.
Yeah, it's 2 years. I mean, at least 2 years left for him.
That's big
And he
because
took a,
that's big because Jeff, remember during the offseason they was trying to figure out what he was going to do, if I'm correct,
if he's
right?
going to retire, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Remember that
Did
kind of
2 years.
that kind of happened while people were sleeping, and then your boy Big Ben just restructured, man.
But Yeah. I didn't even see that. You said that. I haven't seen that anywhere. I don't know what he did. They probably just made more guaranteed money um, for him. Like they pushed his contract up to free up more money. We've had to do that a lot last few years. Um, you know, so I don't know the details of it, but we just had to do that a lot because of money. We had to do so. As far as Drew Brees, obviously that's Drew Brees. They gonna give him whatever they got to give him down there. And he took a discount. He only going 25 million a year. So thanks, Drew. Appreciate that. So, um, but that puts him right back where he was. There's some questions about whether or not his arm will hold up. He missed 5 games last year, which I think actually helped him. Especially at his age. As far as just the wear and tear of the season. So we'll definitely see that. We'll see what happens. So
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, Roethlisberger. When you were talking about him, I mean, look, he was gonna be making. He's making like 68 million. He's making big money, Jeff. Man, 33.5 million.
like 30 something a year.
Yeah, man, he was due at 8.5 million salary as bonuses and 12.million in roster bonuses. I mean, it's a lot of money out there for him, man. And he's kind of just playing around with. So it makes sense that they restructured because they're trying to get a lot of different players. They're trying to kind of get things back, especially with them deciding to keep him. I think it's only right that he restructured the deal, um, just because you guys are trying to get under the cap and trying to do certain things to get certain players during this time. Especially with you guys getting Eric Ebron for 2 years for $12 million. I think that was a great pickup from the Lions for you guys.
Yeah, I think that was a good deal.
But
Yep.
I think it was smart for the Saints to re-sign Drew Brees. You have to.
Oh yeah. Until he wants to retire.
Right. And to your point, they gave him 2 years, $50 million. So that's $25 million a year. Right. You probably play for another 5 years because you can't touch the quarterback. So he could just sit back there and play 7-on-7. So I just think that it's a great deal for them. Because he could be asking for $30 to $40 million a year, but that's just because of his worth to that team, right? But he's not doing that. So, but yeah, man, it's exciting, man. It's a lot of great moves that the league has made. I'm sure you see Jimmy Graham went to the Bears.
Mm-hmm. I did see that.
Yeah, that was a decent move. I mean, and then also too, Jeff, out of the blue, you got Jason Witten going to the Raiders. I mean, what you think about that?
Nothing. He's not good anymore. He's not good at TV, so he's trying to make as much money as he can.
Yeah, he should just retire, man.
I mean, somebody gonna pay you. I want to retire. Somebody gonna give me like, I think, what is it, like 11? I can't remember the exact numbers, but I would play too. And if they cut you, you're gonna get a nice check. I would keep doing it. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. I guess.
I don't know what Groove is doing. Like that don't make any sense. Like what did he show you last year to make you think he's gonna help the team?
Yeah.
Like, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
So I don't get that one.
So yeah.
Groove out there in LA, and I guess they think some Cowboy fans will come to their games or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you know your boy would have catch him because he loves him. So, man, we didn't even talk about Dak. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we can talk about. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they do it. Hey, listen, man.
Doing them dirty, man. To me.
Oh, man. You know what? It's that old saying, people. When the writing's on the wall, you got to get the hell out of Dodge, man. I mean, that's just what it is.
Right.
They're pretty much letting it be known what they think about him, man. I mean,
right.
it's very clear.
They never won him in the first place. So
right. So it's very clear. I mean, there's no way with the numbers he's put up these last couple of years. If I'm correct, last year didn't the Cowboys have the number one offense last year in the league?
Yeah, I think he led the league in passing yards, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. So I'm just saying,
he's
right?
Everything you want your quarterback. He's a leader. Always says the right thing.
No problems off the field.
No problems off the field. And, And what do? You give Zeke a contract. He holding out in Cabo. You give Jalen Smith money. Not saying these players don't deserve it, they do. But and they say your most important position is your quarterback, and you ain't even paying this guy. And he was like the 66 or 68th highest paid quarter. And there's only 32 teams, people. So that means this guy, he wasn't even making backup money last year.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, so is it 64 quarterbacks? So come on, man. Like, it's ridiculous. So if I'm him, I'm going Kirk Cousins. You can franchise me 2 years in a row, and I'm out. Because the third year, you ain't going to be able to franchise. It's going to be way too much money. Especially once your boy Patrick breaks the bank, once he cashes in on his contract. So I'm out. I wouldn't. There's no way I say that. I ain't gonna say that publicly, but I'm telling my agent we just want to do the 2 caps. I'm out. They don't respect me. Maybe I'll go to the Redskins or something. You know what I mean? Like once they get, man, there's no way I want to stay there. Because Jerry Jones don't want you. He never did.
Right.
He was trying. He want Romo. He can play Romo right now if he could. He pay him more than he would pay him. It's ridiculous.
Jeff? How many years they gave Cooper? Because they gave him $100 million. How much they gave him Cooper? How many years?
I think it's 5 years.
Wow.
5 years, $100 million. I don't know. I can't remember what's guaranteed or whatever. Zeke got 4 or 5 years. Everything, like you would think, okay, everything's like they got cap room. I don't know what he's asking for. Nobody's really said it, but he should make, based off his career, he should make more than Goff and Wentz, because he's done more in his career. Now I don't think he's better than Wentz overall. I think Wentz is a little bit better than him.
Yeah, but Jeff,
he's better than Goff. But it don't matter.
But
he should get the more money.
No, but it's not just that, Jeff. Wentz is not durable. Like he gets hurt every year. I mean that's just
he's never
what it
missed
is.
a game.
Right. Right. So that's what I'm saying. So in the toughest position, the most important position in football, the most important position in sports is the quarterback.
Right.
Everybody knows that.
Right.
He's durable and he wins. Okay, they haven't been pushed over. They haven't gone over the hump as far as going to the Super Bowl. But everybody knows the Super Bowl is hard, man. It's not easy to get there.
Absolutely.
So so he's still, he's productive. Look, man, it's just a joke what they're doing to him in Dallas. But I agree with you. I would definitely do the Kirk Cousins deal. I would get franchised for 2 straight years, and I'll be gone, and I would cash out someplace else, and just take it from there.
So let me ask you a question. Do you sign the franchise tag if you him, or do you sit out?
No, I sign a franchise tag.
Would you sign? I mean, I'm waiting to the last day. I forget when it is in July. So
no. I sign it because I already had the decision in my mind that I'm not staying.
Right. So
right, and I don't want to be a distraction to the team. So I don't want to give my other suitors, right,
any reason
any reason to doubt that I'm this type of guy, right?
Right.
So when I do go and I break the bank, they're gonna say, listen, even though you were going through frustrating times while you were with your team, you still stuck by your teammates, and that's the type of guy we want to represent our team and our organization. So we're gonna So we're gonna give you $33 or $35 million a year. That's what I'm talking.
Man, by that time it's gonna be like Patrick Mahomes gonna get something stupid.
Yeah,
he gonna get like $40 million a year.
Nah, you said 40, bro. He getting $50 million a year, bro.
He gonna get something stupid.
Yeah, they gonna give it, bro. Come on, bro. When is the last time the Chiefs have won anything, man? You got to think about that.
1968 or something.
You got to think about that. And then their location, man. What's out there?
That's all they got. Right. Except for Kansas basketball. That's it.
Man. You got to think about that. So that's why he's gonna do it. But yeah, man, they're doing him terrible out there. But like you said, I would definitely do the Kirk Cousins thing, because that's what Kirk Cousins did, and he. You like that? You like that? You like that? You like that deal? You like how I did that, Dak? That's how you got to do that.
He got another extension. He got the best agent ever. Man.
Yo, you got that right.
Ever.
You got that right.
Ever.
Yo, he's cashing out big time. If I'm correct, they did say, like, I think they did a breakdown. I'm trying to remember. They did state that he earned, like, the most money in, like, the last 5 or 6 years or something like that.
He's going to make over $150 million.
Yeah, crazy, man.
And he ain't even close. He ain't even. He's like Joe Flacco, man.
Yeah.
Like middle tier. He's on that. He's all right.
But you know what, Jeff? But you know what, Jeff? He's played this numbers game right,
Played
man.
the game perfectly.
He played it perfect. Like he knew like how to pretty much. But like you said, man, I would never leave his agent. I would keep him right because he probably played this and said, listen, man, this is how we gonna do this. We gonna pimp the system. We gonna pimp.
Right.
We gonna pimp the butterfly. That's what we gonna do.
We're gonna cash out, bro. Just stick with me. You know what I mean? Man.
Yeah. Hey, man, great show, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey,
Man,
people.
everybody out there,
Yeah,
be safe, man, and and listen to people that know what they're talking about, and much, health to everybody, family, friends, everybody, your family, John and everybody, man. Be safe out there. Hopefully we get out of this soon. Get back to having somewhat of a normal. It's gonna be different, but get back to just enjoying sports and kind of get a distraction from sports like we all love. So.
Yes, definitely. I have to second that, Jeff. Well said, well said. People, please hit the like, share, subscribe button. I hope you liked our show, man. It's been a long time, but we're trying to get, bang out the most sports stuff that we have because it's kind of on a little hiatus right now. Things are on pause. But like Jeff said, man, hopefully we'll get things back rolling again with all the, NBA. Hopefully the association will start. Hey, Jeff, man, what do you think? You think they should start the season, or you think they should pretty much finish up the season, or you think they should go straight to the playoffs?
What it is, I think you got to have some games.
Right.
You can't just run right into the playoffs, man. Hopefully they can start like in May, do like maybe. Man, I personally feel, we ain't talking about it, I feel like they should move the season back. That Atlanta CEO, I don't know his name, I think that's a great idea. Start the season with Christmas, go through the summer, you ain't competing with nothing. By the time the playoffs get started, you'll have the whole summer on lock. You won't have to compete with the NFL hardly at all. I mean, the first beginning of the season, but not a big deal. It's 20-something games. You got 3/4 of the season that you're running everything. I think they should do it.
Wow. Okay. All right. So, you know what? That's something we got a topic on for next show.
Yeah. Next show
we'll definitely talk about that. We'll definitely touch on that. I like that idea too. But people, once again, please hit us up too at the Blue Steel Show at gmail.com, bluesteelshow@gmail.com. Hit us up with your questions, statements, and all the things that you have, that you want to touch on regarding our show. We definitely appreciate it. And once again, if you have any questions or statements, we'll definitely put it on the show to discuss it. But also, too, please check out that LV Live, JB Presents, Locker Room Talk on Facebook. Jeff is putting up great content, people. Please continue to check that out. If you want to invite, just kind of send us a message. We'll definitely invite you to the group with no problem.
Yep.
But yeah, man, it's great sports talk that we do on a daily basis. And we just definitely